Welcome everyone to this supine yoga practice. Our whole practice will be done on our backs today to help with full body flexibility and relaxation. And this is also day 8 of our 10-day Feel Better, Move Better yoga challenge. So you can begin on your backs or seated to close the eyes for a few moments, tuning into the breath and letting it be slow and steady. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And turning to our spark for today's practice, this phrase that invites you to interpret whatever it means to you throughout the physical practice and beyond into your day. I invite you to consider the following. Today, I will be grateful. Today, I will be grateful. And keeping that spark in mind, you can blink the eyes open and we'll come down onto our backs if you weren't there already. Taking the time to settle the entire spine into the mat, keeping both feet flat relatively under your knees. And we'll begin by lifting up into a bridge pose. So you can squeeze through the glutes to lift the hips up. And if you'd like, you could interlace the fingers underneath your back, or simply press the palms of both hands down into your yoga mat. So take a few deep breaths here, keeping the glutes engaged, really thinking about opening up through the entire front of the body, lengthening and strengthening. And then very slowly start to roll your way back down. You can extend through that left leg and open up the right leg so that the sole of the foot comes to the inner left thigh. And open up through the left arm as well. And once you've arrived, start closing and opening that right knee. So you can exhale to point the knee towards the ceiling and inhale to let it drop out to the side. And just keep going with your breath a few times. And then release. And now start circling that right knee out and around and back. Full range of motion into this right hip. And then reverse the direction with that circle, noticing any little sticking points, perhaps. And then plant the sole of that right foot back to the mat, and we'll start lifting and lowering the extended leg. So you can flex through the left foot as the leg lifts up and lowers. You can exhale as you pull that foot towards your face and inhale as you re-extend. And then release that motion. Maybe give both legs a little shake. Before switching side, right leg goes long. Sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Let that left knee fall open. You might open your right arm out to a cactus shape as well. And then beginning to lift and lower that left knee, pointing it up and letting it fall back open. So what are you grateful for? How could you show gratitude today for something or someone? And start circling that left knee now, going in one direction. Keeping everything else really nice and still. Reverse your circle. Perhaps you can be grateful for what your body is able to do today. And then replant the sole of that left foot, flex through the right foot. We'll exhale to lift that straight leg up, inhale to lower. Just a few times here. Notice how far the leg comes, perhaps each time challenging it just a half an inch more. And then planting both feet to the mat, bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide for butterfly. Deep breaths here. If you'd like to add on, you could hold opposite elbows over the head for a little bit of a shoulder opening. And then bring the arms back alongside the body, widen the feet just a few inches, the knees are still open. We'll find another bridge pose here. So again, squeezing into the glutes to lift the hips. Different sensation here, inner thighs having to work very hard as well. Keep the hips lifted, keep breathing deeply. One more inhale. And exhale to gently set the spine back down. And then you can bring the soles back together. Maybe rock out the knees a little bit, just letting that go. Now keep the upper arms on the mat. Make little fists with the hands as you point them towards the ceiling. And we'll start walking in place with our shoulder blades. So pressing down into one elbow to lift that shoulder blade an inch or two off the mat. And then the other. So lifting side to side. See if you can really isolate this movement just to the shoulder blade, noticing perhaps stretching sensation in the chest, through the collarbone area. Take one more on each side. And then release. You can shake out the fingers a little bit. Bring the hands to the outer thighs to bring the knees back in towards one another. And we'll extend the right leg up towards the ceiling to take some ankle circles. So you could hold on behind that right thigh. And start pointing and flexing the foot a few times. And then just hold the stretch. So you might hold on behind the thigh or the calf. You can always straighten through that left leg for a little more intensity or keep it flat. Directing your breath into the back of that right leg and hamstring. And now let's cross the right knee on top of the left. For shoelace pose, you can keep the hands one on each knee or slide them down to hold the shins or even the outsides of the feet. If you do have hold of the feet, think about pulling them a little bit further apart. Deep stretch into the outer hips here. And then releasing whatever you had hold of to uncross the knees. And start with some windshield wipers to both sides with the knees. Letting the feet come a little bit wider than the hips and just rocking knees left to right. And we'll take that second side. So planting the right foot to the mat, holding on behind the left thigh or calf. Start circling the ankle, pointing and flexing through the foot a few times. Really articulating through those little joints. And then we'll hold that stretch, holding on anywhere you'd like. Option to keep the right foot flat or extend through that leg. Maybe coming back to this question of where gratitude shows up in your life. And then we can cross left knee over right for shoelace pose on the second side, holding on wherever feels most appropriate for your body. For a few deep breath cycles here. So by staying close to the ground in today's supine practice, letting the ground support us. Sometimes a little less work physically in these practices, which can leave more room and more energy for observation. And of course, perhaps for a little bit more appreciation and gratitude as well. And gently releasing, uncrossing those knees. Bring the feet wide, about as wide as your mat again. Let the knees fall in together. You might like to place one hand to your stomach, the other to your heart. And start rocking the head from one ear to the other, just turning left and right. Slow, gentle movements. And then let the head find the center again. Bring the arms alongside the body and we'll take one last bridge pose here, keeping the knees together. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips. And again, just notice which parts of the body have to work to support you here in this lifted bridge. Notice perhaps a different sensation from our first and second bridge, each time a slightly different leg variation. All of these different little muscles that help support us. And you can settle the spine back into the mat. Nicely done. Extend through the left leg. And we'll come towards banana pose, so extending both legs over towards the left lower corner of your mat, scooting the upper body over towards the left as well, maybe holding opposite elbows or holding onto your right wrist. So the hips are towards the right of the mat and everything else is over towards the left. You could even cross the right ankle over the left for a little bit more sensation into the side body. And then uncrossing yourself, shifting hips over towards the left to find banana pose. On the second side, legs and upper body pointing over towards the right, maybe the left ankle crosses on top. Really directing the breath into the left side of your rib cage, closing the eyes. One of my very favorite postures to help the body feel better. And then shifting the entire body back towards center. Open the arms out to a T, bring both knees in towards the chest and let them fall towards one side and then the other. So going at the pace of your breath, just letting them fall towards the left and right, keeping both shoulders grounded. Next time you're over towards the left, you can hold here for a few breaths, perhaps resting the left hand on top of the knees. And then bringing the legs through center and over towards the right for a few breaths. And coming back through center once more. Start to extend one leg and then the other. Bring the arms alongside the body. Let the breath slow down, eventually releasing any effort or attention on what the body is doing, what the mind may be thinking, how the breath may be flowing. Just let everything come to this place of stillness, quiet, and calm. You can start to gently wake up the body through small movements, maybe extending the arms overhead to lengthen through all extremities before lifting your way up to any comfortable seat you choose. The hands can come to prayer in front of the heart, just thanking yourself, reflecting once again on what the idea sparks for you. Today, I will be grateful. And I'm very grateful personally that you joined me today. Well done for completing day 8. I will see you tomorrow for day 9. I would love for you to join us for this complete 10-day yoga challenge. You can do so by clicking the first link in the description box right below this video, which will also get you access to an exclusive meditation practice designed to accompany the challenge. Please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and that you've hit the like button if you enjoyed this practice, and I'll see you again on the mat very soon.